When you see Earth like that, it's powerful. Not any bigger than that, way up there.
The compelling new documentary, In the Shadow of the Moon, recounts the Apollo space missions that began in the 1960s. Spurred on by the Cold War and the competitive space race with the Soviets, President John F. Kennedy threw down a challenge to the United States that before the decade was out, they should land a man on the moon and bring him safely back to Earth.
And do all this, and do all this, and do it right, and do it first before this decade is out. Then we must be bold.
Celebrated filmmaker Ron Howard began his love affair with the Apollo space missions when he directed Apollo 13, and now he's back to produce In the Shadow of the Moon. The remastered NASA space footage, much of it never seen before, is alone worth the price of admission. It is breathtaking and leaves you with a sense of wonder, giving you a small understanding of what it must have been like for those who viewed it firsthand. British director David Sington relies on the surviving astronauts to tell their own story, cleverly avoiding the use of a disembodied narrator. Buzz Aldrin and Mike Collins from the successful Apollo 11 mission shed light on what it was like to be a part of such an historic occasion.
Oddly enough, the overriding sensation I got looking at the Earth was, my God, that little thing is so fragile out there.
The power of this film lies in its subject matter. These 12 elite astronauts are the only human beings ever to step foot on the moon. This brilliant documentary reminds us of the enormity of that fact and the sacrifices that were made to achieve one giant leap for mankind.
After the flight of Apollo 11, the three of us went on a around-the-world trip. Wherever we went, people, instead of saying, well, you Americans did it, everywhere they said, we did it, we humankind. And I thought that was a wonderful thing. Ephemeral, but wonderful.
President Kennedy was assassinated before he could see his challenge realised in 1969, but he would no doubt have been proud. 4 stars. In the Shadow of the Moon is in cinemas now.